Private boater Mario Dominguez has his hands full with this beautiful halibut taken in Southern California. To say he's excited is a vast understatement.
Yeah, baby! Oh! God damn. Oh my God.
Today we have cows in San Jose and some bulls at the park right next to the boat. Come on down. You can go bull riding or cow tipping before the charters. Let's go. Let's get them. Okay?
Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California, where the winds are gusting to about 15 knots. I am surrounded by rain. Don't know if we're going to get the morning briefing in, and I have a feeling I'll be running for the camera here in a moment also because it's about to blow over. Good morning. I know it seems like a lousy morning here in Southern California, but I'm still blessed to be here. It's gorgeous, and look at the power and the fury of the Eastern Pacific back there behind me. We've got so much to cover with you. I hope I'll be able to get it all in here. If not, I'll run for cover and cover the rest of the story with you. But we've got to talk about a great white shark that was bearing down on some surfers here in Surfside yesterday. I talked to a surfer up here in Surfside, California. I'll have all those details and a lot more. We'll talk about long range. We'll talk about Mexico. We'll talk about the local halibut bite. We'll talk about what's going to happen after this weather and how long this is all going to last. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing as I almost get blown away. Good morning, my friends. All right, let me set my coffee down, excuse me, so I can grab a hold of my notes and they're not blowing all over the place. Hey, if you don't mind, hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. Also, subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. If you don't mind, share these videos with a friend and tick the bell. You'll be notified when there is new content. Gusty winds here, really starting to gust up. You can also follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. All right, let's get into it with you all right now. Let's talk Cabo San Lucas. Still continued good marlin fishing down there. Sean Morgan, of course, he was in a park with some cows this morning. Weird guy, that Sean Morgan, but one heck of a good fisherman. You should give him a call and go fishing. Of course, I'm kidding around. He's a great guy and a lot of fun to fish with. There's also some yellowfin tuna outside of Cabo, so that has been going along very, very well. San Quintin, some great yellowtail fishing on the yo-yo iron at times. Great big lings being taken down there, and we continue to see really good fishing on our regular basis. Tony Beltran with some nice lings down there in that neck of the woods. Mulahay, I'm going back down the peninsula. That's down near Loreto, more or less. And down there, Nathan Burbe with a good shot, a nice, big, fat yellowtail. Man, we are seeing a lot of yellows here this year. Of course, down there, this is normal. Up here around San Quintin, Ensenada, Punta Colinet, it's been a little bit really not totally out of the ordinary, but we're certainly seeing a better signal this year than we saw in 23. No question about that. Speaking of Punta Colinet, the sport boats that are running those Colinet trips are starting to see more and more yellows down there, catching them on the yo-yo iron, mixed with it some really good lingcod and rock fishing going on, so that has been good. And down there in Ensenada, only 70 miles below the border, we've seen some great fishing. Beautiful little six-pack yacht that I really like. The Little Horse had the kids out yesterday around Todos Santos Island catching rockfish and whitefish and nice bonita. How can you beat that? Excuse me, man, it looks nasty over there. And on board out of Blackfin Sport Fishing. They're there on Punta Banda. They had a yellowtail, and of course they continue to catch bonita and rockfish and all of that stuff. So really good stuff. Don't forget it's tax season, and there's nobody better to take care of your tax needs and relieve that burden from you than Tim Marquez at A Best Income Tax. Give Tim a call right now and relieve all the stress, because Tim will handle it for you beautifully. Royal Polaris on a long-range trip, 22-day trip. They've been having trouble getting any kind of a yellowfin tuna bite going on. They were able to get the skiffs in the water yesterday, and that meant that they could catch a lot of the different oddities and reef fish. On the big boat, they focused in on yellowfin tuna, but they just couldn't get it to bite. They had 160-pound YFT, beautiful fish, no doubt about that. But they said, you know what, let's get out of here. Let's go looking somewhere else. So they're going to make about a 48-hour run on the RP and see if they can't find some fish in a slightly different area. Now, I just want to cover that yellowtail situation, man. That camera is going to blow over, gusting to 18 maybe right now. The yellowtail situation, we've talked about it. We've seen it down there at San Quintin. We've seen it there. That's 140 miles below the border. We've seen it now at Colonette, 120 miles below the border. Louis Prieto, it's for reals, sport fishing. Louis put us on this whole thing when it first started to get going. Amazing stuff. He was down there at Santo Tomas Reef, 85 miles below the border. Blackfin, yellowtail yesterday. That was a great thing. And of course, we've seen yellowtail up there also in the La Jolla area. So things are really starting to come together on this yellowtail situation. Now, of course, the weather's going to go to spit on us here for a while, and that will put us backwards a little bit, but I don't think it's going to shut this bite off. I think it's going to continue to progress, and we're going to continue to see some really good stuff. We'll continue to watch it for you, as I'm starting to think I might get this report in. Rain there, rain over this way. So far, I'm in good shape. Keep my fingers crossed here for a little bit longer in the San Diego area. You gotta love the sand bass fishing that has been going on. What a great wintertime bass bite we have had. The Mission Bell yesterday, Scott Buchert on board there. He said they were around 4 fish per rod. He ended up with like 90 sand bass, something like that, fishing sardines, fishing squid, fishing the plastics. Scott said it was really great fishing on the Mission Bell. The premier with 100 sand bass yesterday. How in the heck can you beat that kind of wintertime bass fishing as the ocean is creeping up on me? Let me know if there's a rogue wave headed my way. Man, oh man, it is nasty out, but it's still great to be out here and great to be spending time with you all. So some really good bass fishing. And you know, that extends up here into the LA Orange County area. The Monte Carlo yesterday, really great bass fishing. Walt, the captain, said it was really just a special, great day, especially given the fact that we're here in the dead of winter in Southern California as the birds are coming to attack right now. Don't forget, heating and air conditioning needs. That's our dear friend John Lopez, Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. If you need help with either your heating or your air conditioning, give John Lopez a call today. Really good bass fishing. We are loving that. Now, let's talk about our halibut situation, and we must talk about the Pride out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California. They constantly put in a huge effort, and they never surprise us when they come up with some good fish. They only had 1 white sea bass on that trip, but the signal, the sign, it just points toward a big white sea bass here this year. They saw a lot of fish, caught one. On their halibut fishing on board the Pride, they ended up with, excuse me, and they had 7 short sea bass also. Ended up with 11 halibut and 21 shorts, had 50 calico bass released. Nothing wrong with that kind of a score. And the Pride now is in full swing. They're going to keep going, and they're going to pull some great catches out. I will tell you that right now. This local halibut bite, you got to look to the Native Son and the great derby that they have been running this year. And all the people that I've talked to go out there and say, man, that crew puts out 100%. They do such a great job. And when you look at the numbers on the Native Son so far here this year, they're incredible. They have over 100 legal halibut so far this year. It's going to be another banner year. We told you it was going to be because of all the market squid that we saw last year and into this year, inhabiting the banks and the islands and here on the coast. That market squid is a magnet that sucks in predators like halibut and white sea bass. That sea bass fight, I think Sean Roberts is absolutely right on board the Pride. That's going to be big this year. But for right now, crazy numbers on the halibut for the native son. They've got 2 fish over 30 pounds. They've got 18 fish over 20 pounds, and they'll be back at it Wednesday through Sunday when this weather is supposed to mellow out. We're going to go back to some breezy days, but not that bad, and a lot of perfectly flat, no wind kind of days on the horizon. So that is really great stuff, and you have got to love that. Hey, let's highlight a couple of private boaters. Steve Duncan and Jimmy Smell. Haven't seen Jimmy for many, many years. They were out, had 3 halibut. Nothing wrong with that. Ray Johnson was out fishing the local areas. 4 halibut. These numbers are incredible to me, man. It's going to be another huge year. No question about it. Tom Troop, private boater at the Coronado Islands with some beautiful calico bass. Really great stuff. I've got to tell you, I am so impressed with how this season is starting out. In the midst of an El Nino, which means warmer water, headed toward a La Nina, probably in late spring or summer. That La Nina, colder water. It just makes for an enigmatic, mysterious future. One that's going to surprise us, one that's going to be really interesting, and one that's going to be fascinating. I can't wait to see how this year unravels. All right, let's talk about this great white shark. I didn't get the guy's name because I ended up getting a phone call and he ended up leaving. He gets me up in the parking lot and he says, man, I said, man, yeah, it's a big surf out there today. He goes, yeah, it was great. However, we were out right around here where I'm looking, right near the jetty here. He said, we could clearly see this great white shark. And at one point, it was like beelining toward us, not in attack mode, nothing like that, but it was just kind of swimming at it. And I looked at the guy next to me, the surfer told me, and I said, let's bail on this, let's get out of here. So they rode the first wave they could back in. But can you imagine being out in the water and having an 8-footer just kind of headed toward you? Now, Chris Lowe over there at Long Beach State University is the great white shark expert. So if I say something that's not correct, Chris, you can correct me for sure. Shark attacks are very, very rare. And all evidence seems to point to that great white sharks are not interested in eating human beings. In fact, I don't think they like the way they even taste. When they eat or they make an aggressive move or attack a human, it's usually because it's an error. They thought it was a sea lion, and normally when you have a death that occurs from an attack, it's because the initial attack is so catastrophic that you bleed out or something like that happens. But it's usually an error and really infrequent. I think worldwide shark fatalities are somewhere around 8 or 9, something like that. So I mean, it's just not very common at all. However, being the big chicken I am, I would have raced that guy to get out of the water myself because, I don't know, there's just something creepy about that, no question about it. But that took place here in Surfside. He estimated it to be about an 8-footer. Normally, when they're 10 feet in length, that's when they turn and start eating animals. 8-footers are in here feeding on rays and halibut and those types of species. So, man, I'll tell you, pretty crazy stuff. Not uncommon at all. Great white sharks live amongst us. They are among the surfers and people that are out there on a regular basis, and you don't see very many attacks. But I thought I would bring that to you anyway. All right, let's get into some great surf fishing. Of course, it's not going to happen today. It is way too windy and nasty and rainy, and it's going to stay that way for another 24 hours at least. But we have seen some really great surf fishing going on. Up there in Malibu, Ray Camarillo had a big B, nice Corbina. Great job, Ray. Charlie Husley, 35 plus barred perch, all release. Really great job there, Charlie. Down there around the Huntington Beach Pier. We've seen great barred perch fishing south of the border, around San Diego, all the way up to County Line. It's been an incredibly good barred perch season so far here this year, and hopefully that is going to continue. We are loving that a lot. And of course, you saw Kobe Fox on the lead in, catching that halibut in the surf, and the dance he did, pure joy after he landed that nice little flatty in, or I shouldn't say little, it was a nice fish. Definitely a great catch there. No question about that. Once again, your surf fishing headquarters right down the street here at the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. And that is Big Fish Bait and Tackle, where they've got all the bait you'll need, all the tackle you'll need. They're starting a competition, also a derby, that will focus in the month of March on barred perch, and they'll be giving away a free, beautiful custom rod. That is going to be something. Man, it's really gusting here now. You've been watching the surf behind me. It is nasty. A little bit of sunshine at sunrise here in Surfside, but really ominous clouds starting to surround me. I really should get the heck out of here, but I'm not smart enough to do that. All right, so some really good surf fishing going on also here in SoCal. And lobster hoop netting, you don't want to be caught out in that at all. But the good news is that after you get this kind of a storm, those lobster love to crawl, and they were crawling the last couple of nights anyway. I'm telling you, limits on the Triton for 2 trips in a row. Really good lobster fishing here on your PromarAhi.com lobster hoop netting report. It's been a great lobster season for the guys from Promar and everybody using Promar nets and products. It's been fantastic locally, and Catalina Island has been phenomenal. Really, really great stuff going on there. I got to mention Rich Trauber. He has a guide service. Rich does a great job, puts you on fish, whether we had him fishing up there in the Channel Islands with big calicos and halibut, and now he switches over to Lake Casitas. Russ comes down from Phoenix. Check that out, man. That's some good bass fishing. I know Russ had a great time with Rich Trauber. That is all really, really great stuff. All right, my friends. Man, I think I actually made it, barely. I still have a pretty good walk to get back, no question about that. And, of course, we'll be watching everything for you very, very closely. Great time at the Bard Hall show. Yeah, Tackle Shop Confessions tonight, don't forget it. Ventura Harbor Sport Fishing, 805-676-3474. They're getting ready for you. Blacktail hooks, they are absolutely fantastic. Good morning, Sky. Good morning, Izzy. It's great to be with you. Daiwa is going to put you in the game and make you successful this year. Don't forget, Daiwa rods and reels can't be beat. All right, just wanted to kick that in there. Wish you all a great day, and I hope to see you really, really soon. Take care, my friends. Hey, Paulina, good to see you. What's happening?
Philip, how are you?
I'm excited because of this tournament.
Well,
it looks
me too.
Fantastic.
It's the second edition and my second year participating.
Oh, so you've been in it?
Yeah.
Well, tell me something about the first year.
Well, I love it. I mean, this is the first tournament about tuna that they made in Ensenada.
Yeah.
And wow, to be honest, the weather wasn't that good, but who cares, right? We are
Right.
fishermen's fisher
You gotta go
ladies.
for it,
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
Yes.
everything. Sure. So I love it because it's 2 days. Yeah, it's 11 and 12,
Yeah.
and you go fishing both days. It's pretty exciting because the only species you can catch are tunas.
Okay, so you're focused on the bluefin
Yeah,
tuna.
the bluefin tuna.
What is it? The biggest bluefin?
Yeah, the biggest.
Okay.
The heaviest, but yeah,
Yeah,
the biggest.
right,
Yes.
right.
Prices are pretty cool, to be honest, because you have the option, so you can choose if you want cash or the price. As you can see here, the prices are sport fishing boats and rods.
$22,000.
Yes.
Can you take the cash?
Let's see.
You take the boat or the cash?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And well, yeah, last year I participated because I have a team with my mom. It's Juanito's Sport Fishing,
Right.
as you see here.
Do I have a hat on? This
Yeah,
is
you
Juanito's?
too.
Wow,
Yeah,
where'd
you
I get
should.
that?
You don't know. Yeah, and as I said, I mean, I didn't have have a lot of luck, to be honest, because I didn't cut the biggest one.
Yeah.
But I love the event.
Yeah.
I mean, the first day when you have to register.
The tent.
The tent,
Yeah.
The registered inscriptions. You have there like a little party, let's say, where you can meet all the anglers. You have some beers, some sodas, some snacks. Sometimes they made fish tacos, so yeah.
Yum.
So you can meet everyone, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty
And
amazing.
then you move into the 11th and 12th. What do you do? Fish from daybreak till sundown, kind
I
of? Or?
think the close hour was 5 or 4 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that on Sunday, I mean the last day, the second day, it closes before because it's the ceremony. I mean
Yeah, is there a fiesta that night?
yeah, we have mariachi last year.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That sounds great.
Yeah, fireworks, everything, prizes, medals. So yeah, you feel pretty important there if
Oh
you
my
are
God,
not.
I know. That sounds like so much fun. And
It
this
is.
year it's May 10th, 11th, and 12th. Those are perfect times of the year
To be honest,
for
yes.
Ensenada
yes, because
bluefin.
of the weather, everything, the moons, yeah, everything's. Actually, I know that they do like kind of a report investigation to know when the moon, the ocean, and everything's cooperating to this be perfect.
Yes.
So that's why they choose these dates.
Of course. I'm
Yes.
sure the moon phase is good and everything else. What do you suggest to people out there the best way to get a big bluefin? Will you say trolling like a Mad Mac lure?
Yeah, trolling.
yeah?
Yeah, trolling. These guys also like bait.
Yes.
But to be honest, the days that I have caught tuna, it's with trolling.
Yes.
Trolling and Mad Max, yeah, the bigger one. I think it's 220.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ensenada now, it's world class
Yes.
with the bluefin tuna.
Exactly.
It's somewhere that people from around the world would literally want to come and fish.
Yes, and more because, I mean, do you know that bluefin comes from Japan and they cross to Baja? And yeah, we're waiting this season all year.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And this tournament sounds great. And of course, people can get all the information they need. They can find out more about the cost and everything else by going to www.bahabluefin.com, right?
Yes, and also they have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everything. So you can contact them here or look up them as Baja Bluefin.
So my question is, are you and I going to compete against each other, or are we going to be on the same team?
You are in the same team with me, but you don't remember.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh, Juanitos.
Yes.
Yeah. Am I fishing with you
Yeah,
though?
you,
Oh,
my mom, and my captain.
I didn't know that.
Of course.
Oh, I'm
But
I'm in the tournament.
You know that, Philip.
You're killing me. All right, Paulina, this sounds like such a good time. You got a lot of great sponsors. May 10th, 11th, and 12th, the Baja Bluefin Tournament, Ensenada,
Yes.
2024.
Second
right?
edition, and I think this year is gonna be better than last year.
Oh, I think it is too, because Team Juanitos is going to win.
Of course. I was sleeping last year, but this year, no.
That sounds great. Paulina, good to see you
Yeah,
again.
thank you, Philip.
Thank you.
Yes.